Today, we're in the city of Coin. As you can see, I'm at the city clerk's place. If you've seen my last video on the Wabash Trace, this is where we were, and we went that way to go to Blanchard. I don't have my camera today. I thought I had everything, but as usual, I forget stuff. So today we're going to be riding the Urtopia Fusion and talking a little bit about this bike. This bike, as you can see, is a 34-pound bike. Step through. We do have a second battery. Of course, standard with everything, the Shimano gear shifter, hydraulic brakes. This is controlled by fingerprint touch or your Bluetooth phone. It also has GPS tracking. It's kind of got mountain tires, sort of. More rib tires, but they are skinny. The Urtopia Pro, or the other bike I rode that's Urtopia, that I rode on the Bellevue Trail, is basically the same, except it has no throttle. It doesn't have dual motors. You can see there's a motor here and a motor here. Two motors. And don't get confused, people. Every time you guys go, I want two motors, it doesn't make your bike faster. Let's be real clear. The dual motor is basically a torque. And what it is, so when you're going up a hill or whatever, you all of a sudden get more power. Now, these bikes, I don't think are kicking in when they're supposed to. I think it's like, in other words, like a car. When you need more power, all of a sudden it kicks in the second motor. I think they're always on. That's what I know. I do repair bikes, but I don't know the dynamics of this, because this is the first dual motor bike I've had. This is EcoCycle. Please like and subscribe. And I do sell bikes. If you look at a couple of my website and stuff, if you need it sent to you, you're basically going to save $200 to $300 off of a bike that you see on the website. Okay, with that said, I'm also going to show you how easy this bike is. Because look, we're going to take out these. And again, as you know, most carriers can't carry bikes, electric bikes for the most part, unless you buy a certain specific one. This one here can carry up to 100 pounds. However, this bike is only 34 pounds. So let me know what else you'd like to know about it. It doesn't come with a second battery. You have to purchase the second battery. So don't get that wrong. Also, as you can see, I'm trying to get all this done here. As you can see, it comes with this light and this rack. That doesn't come standard either. So that's different. But look, we're going to pop this bike right off. So one more thing to get here. And I am sorry that I forgot my good camera. But these lights have a braking light and right left. It does also have a horn. So this bike pretty much has everything you need. And again, it's got GPS tracking, so if your bike gets stolen, until they figure out how to find it, you probably got at least, for most of these idiots, hours. But other than that, maybe 15 minutes. Okay, so you just grab it. Look how easy this comes off. Boom, look at that. Boom, nice. All right, so today we're going to be heading this way, because this is one piece of the trail that I've never taken yet. I've done the Wabash many times. You've seen the whole series of videos. But I never went from Coin back to Shenandoah and stuff. And then we'll probably go into Shenandoah and we'll cut the video there. I don't know how good the video will be, because as you know, this helmet camera constantly turns off. So we're going to be stuck. And I don't like using my cell phone because I don't seem to get good video, even though it is an iPhone. But nobody's ever hit me up and told me why that is. So please hit me up in the comments on why do iPhone videos for me always look like they're a little like this, like a little portrait or whatever. I'm sure there's something in the settings. I just don't know how to use it. I did pick up a nice DJI camera. Again, could have had that out here too. I can't ride with it, but when I'm walking around I could use it. But the problem is, I still don't know how to use it. So much to learn. Okay, with that said, we're going to cut this video, and I'll restart it once we hit the road. Alright, so let's see if this recording holds up. As you can see, we're on the trail now. And this bike, I don't have a lot of my... Check this out. This is what I was talking about, maintenance. We've come from that way, and then I've come to this. And like I said, I've rode probably 300, 400 miles. Again, people of Coin, people of Shenandoah, you need to be checking your trails. This probably just happened in the last big storm. Now I know from Des Moines all the way to Jax, into Silver City, all that's checked. Heck, you guys check it real quick. But this is a whole tree coming in. So maybe I can get a comment. I know there's not a lot of people that come this way, but still. So I'm going to try to see if I can shimmy through here and get back on the trail. Also, one thing I'm noticing with this double battery is I don't like the way it's formatted. Most double batteries, you just slide right in. This one, you have to slide in and then kind of connect it with two pieces. And it doesn't, as you can see, it doesn't look like it's working. It's just kind of scaring me. All right. Let's get a little bit more riding in. Again, I don't want to go too far because once again, I'm going to be at mercy of a battery, which I freaking hate that. A whole tree in the path. I've never seen that. I've seen a branch or something, but and normally they ride like gators or golf carts or whatever down here. I know one of the guys that checked, his wife ran the bicycle shop and sold it last year, so they're pretty much gone and retired. Yeah, look at all the twigs and stuff. And I know it's early in the season too. But if you're familiar with Tornado Alley, even though Florida and Georgia and all that's getting tornadoes now, this area gets a lot of tornadoes. Last year they had a huge one that was recorded at the highest speed ever in tornadoes. That's why I won't even come out here if it's got any type of rain, because I get scared. It's not like I can outrun a tornado on a bike. All right, we'll pause for a minute. There's a big down tree over there. All right, here you can see we come to the first bridge, and again, I've never traveled this way before, but I'm thinking we've been 6 miles, and I'm hoping you've picked up all my stuff. Like I said, this helmet camera goes off, and it won't even tell me it goes off half the time. But this was an old, obviously a railroad bridge. This isn't the bridge, at least from what I know. This is man-made. Well, I mean, they're all man-made, but you know what I mean, like redone. Probably 20 years ago, as you see from the wood. But if you watch some of my earlier videos, so go back and watch them, especially Silver City, you'll see some old iron bridges, and you'll see train cars that have wrecked. I find this creek pretty interesting because most of the creeks I go by aren't very full. Now, we've had a lot of rain, but this one's got like a creek, so I'm assuming they built that years and years ago for agricultural, for use for irrigation. I mean, irrigation has changed since then, but I'm assuming that's what it is. And then this one runs through here. And you can see the old railroad stuff. That here, see this iron? That is the original railroad. All of this. What you see up top was built by newer times. Sorry, I don't know how to say that. I keep wanting to say man-made, but it's all man-made. All right, so you see, got a little, get a little canoe and you can do a little 2-foot run. That's probably the only type of kayaking I do right there. Go, woo! You know, worst case, if I tip over, I'd probably break my head on the rock because that's what had happened to me. This water is literally probably 2 feet, 3 feet deep. That's it. That's the one thing I hate about rivers in America and stuff like that. They're all pretty low. Like you go to the Rio Grande, that's why you have to have this freaking fence or wall, which I don't agree with, but whatever. I try not to do politics in my video. But the thing is, the river used to keep people out because they drown and shit. But that river, literally, in some points, is just about as big as this. And most of the only thing that gets people is sand underneath, sandbars and stuff, where it sucks you in, kind of like quicksand. But other than that, nah. The Missouri that I go over to come here from Nebraska to Iowa, that sometimes has some good water in it, but for the most part, it's pretty low too. I don't know. Well, with that said, we're going to shut up here and continue on the trail. Again, one thing I don't like about Wabash, in some areas they've got some markings. But like I've just rode 6 miles, and this is the first bridge, first area for like resting, and no markers. I tell them all the time, I said, why don't you put up markers like Shenandoah, 5 miles, Shenandoah, 3 miles. It doesn't cost that much to make a few signs. But what do I know? Alright, I'm turning the video back on because even though it's kind of still a boring trail for you guys, look at that, little farm strip. I mean, it might be a couple acres, but it's not wide at all. Anyways, what I'm seeing a lot of coming down, and maybe we'll catch it on the video, a lot of hawks coming through here. Again, you guys should share your comments what type of hawk, whether they call them squirrel hawks or whatever. We also are known in this area, last time I was here, eagles. In Nebraska, and another video I have called Ashland, the Mormon Trail, that area has the bald eagles. I'm not sure this area does. But the eagles I have seen are big. To be honest, these two birds scare me. I definitely hate to have one fly at me. I don't think that would be fun. Yeah, finally, another bench. Newer, too. I think when I die, have them take my ashes, come out here. You don't need to tell nobody, fuck it. Throw my ashes out here on the trail. That car's sitting there. Could be a farmer guy, but usually they're in trucks. Could be a guy riding a bike or walking the trail. A lot of times they find, instead of stopping at the main cities, they, what we call the railheads or whatever, trailheads, they'll find these little offshoots and come in. Which sometimes, if I could find one, sometimes I wouldn't mind. Especially on the taco run. The other thing that sucks is when you forget stuff like your camera or to fully charge, which I thought I fully charged. I just didn't check. It's not like I can just run home. Because where I'm at this part of the trail, the trace, I'm almost 2 hours from my house. Because the start of it is right across the Missouri River, which you'd say, well, that's Omaha and stuff. Yeah, but I live all the way on the other side of Omaha. And we're talking a metro of over 1 million people, so it's not a small town. See all that standing water in there? I mean, I'm sure that's kind of a little spillway or whatever. Actually, it's just a depression, but there's the creek over there, has hardly none. All right, we'll pause it here again. I don't want you guys to get bored. All right. Nice porta potty. Came off the trail right here. Did a little loop. Again, another video you can look at is my Des Moines trail. They have actual cities with a lot of these. Like you're going on the trail and you come in, kind of like a highway. One city has actually 2 of them to go to different points of the town. The other one is right off. And those are really cool. And each one of those, unlike here, have barbecue joints. Anything over 10 miles, at least for someone like me, I mean, I'm not a big fat dude, but I'm fat enough. You'll feel it. My ass hurts. And I actually could just get another seat, like I said, or a cover. I also sometimes will wear bike shorts, but I couldn't find my bike shorts. But as far as the stability of the ride, the use of the throttle, the use of actual pedaling and the gears, I totally like it. I also tried no battery for about half a mile just to see what it would be like. Again, it's a pretty decent ride, but you know, still a little bit heavy at 34 pounds. But yeah, there you go. And so that's it, fully loaded. Again, it does not come with the light, the battery, or the rear rack if you order it online. If you order it through me, you'll get a discount on the bike, and I can discount the accessories as well. Again, if you want it shipped, because you're not watching this video and you're not in Nebraska and can't just come get it, with most of the companies I deal with, you can actually order them. Call me up, order one, and you'll still save about 200 bucks, but it's not going to be as good as if you're here, because obviously I got to ship it, plus I'm not going to put it together for you. But yeah, you'll get a better deal, and you're supporting a guy who actually rides trails and makes videos. Again, please like and subscribe. We're going to finish up the video here because I told you we're coming to Ikes' place. This is an event place that the Trace usually uses for a lot of their, like once or twice a year for their like opening events for the Trace. But it's used as a wedding venue place. I don't really get it. I mean, it's just kind of like a nice lodge and a deck, but there's no real lakes or rivers or anything here, but whatever. People want to use it, they want to use it. Up here, right here, now there's a tunnel so I can go through, but that's a main highway that'll run me back into Shenandoah. And so you take it down this way and then make a right and go all the way down. The rest of this ride was only about 7 miles, so it's not too long, but I honestly didn't feel like doing a long ride since I'm testing this bike. It's not the bike I normally am used to using. But again, please, like I said, like, subscribe. I'm tired of saying that. I've literally got like 27 people. Come on. I'm on Rails and Trails. I'm on electric bikes, people over 50. I'm on my own site. I'm also on, I've got my own Facebook page for EcoCycles in Omaha. You know, seriously, it doesn't cost you a dime to hit like on Facebook and hit like on a YouTube video. You don't have to have me contacting you each time. You can turn that notification off. But dude, I can't make money until I get 1,000 subscribers. And yes, I need to make money so I can keep buying more stuff and affording to go to more places. Like I said, this year, the big event, having to hotels, Airbnbs, whatever, because those are generally like 100-mile trips. And it takes me like 2-3 days to do those. Other than that, I'll be doing some more on this Wabash. I'll be finishing off the Mopac Trail. The last video I did of the year last year, I got almost to Lincoln, but I was about 10 miles out and it got dark because the time had changed and it got dark at like 5 o'clock. So I couldn't get there. So that's kind of my goal this year, is to hit that. But again, thanks for watching. This is Ikes' place. One more city up here. Again, I don't have my map with me, but I believe it's 3 miles would be Shenandoah, but we've already been there. So we have completed the Wabash Trace, hit every location on the Wabash Trace. So thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day.
I hope you enjoyed the start of this new series. I will be talking more about the bikes I ride on the journey to help you find what you may or may not like. But we will still be traveling the trails and checking out all the cool sights.